Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan.
Drip, snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
I was highly anticipating this. I got very hyped. Yesterday, I wore my Sonic tie-dye shirt. I mean, hell, today I'm wearing this Sonic shirt. We had a whole Mobius layout on the podcast yesterday. I made the announcement that if we reach $100 in tips on yesterday's stream, that in a very rare move, I would wear my over decade-old Sonic the Hedgehog hat that I still have to this day, and I've worn for the most of the major Sonic playthroughs that I've ever done, including Sonic Generations, Sonic 2006, Sonic Mania, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Forces, Sonic Boom, and others. Okay? I got hype. I got really freaking hype. With good reason. And then what happens? Why did I get excited? This is my fault. I hate to say it. I set myself up for disaster, right? I did. I really did. I got the whole schedule cleared. Remember, I purposefully played Assassin's Creed Mirage a ton so that we could get through that game within a week to make room for all these new releases. Thinking, I'm going to need that time. What happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. You ready? Because this is going to be the major story we're talking about today. I played Sonic Superstars yesterday. All right? And, man, let me tell you guys something. I'm pretty disappointed. All right? Yeah. To say the least. First of all, the first entire 2 to 3 stages of Sonic Superstars are very slow. You would say it's supposed to be Sonic. Sonic's supposed to be fast. He's supposed to be lightning fast. And especially for a new modern 2D Sonic, you would think they're going to have all these new gameplay elements. They're going to have super speed that can run on a modern console. No. No. It starts off really slow. It feels like you're playing Sonic 1 on the Genesis, really. I mean, there is some stuff in there that's fast, but the controls do feel a little bit like your character is kind of on the slower side. The game throws a million mini games at you. And if you want to know the truth, the mini games, I was thinking about this after I played yesterday, right? They're so prominent because you're constantly doing them. You're either doing a Chaos Emerald ring where there's the new mini game to get the Chaos Emerald, which I'm going to be honest, I don't like it. This new mini game to get Chaos Emeralds is obnoxious. It's the emeralds in front of you floating away, and there's a bunch of dots. And all you're supposed to do is hone in on a dot and press a button and hold it and release it. And you do a swing like Tarzan swing on a vine. You swing, okay? And you get momentum to push you towards the next group of dots to grab. Sometimes you get rings. If you grab a ring, it gives you more time because it's a timed event. And the more rings you get, the more seconds you get on the clock. Sometimes you get a boost. And the boost is what you absolutely need. You can't really get the Chaos Emerald without grabbing the boost. The problem is you don't have free control of yourself in the air at all. You just kind of swing with momentum and hope that you get near another thing you can grab and swing towards the emerald with. It really does seem completely random and out of your control. Unlike the other mini games that used to be in Sonic, where, yeah, they were difficult, but they were all mini games you could actually actively control and play. This one is just kind of like a weirdly designed, annoying one that is frustrating to try to do because you want to get the emeralds, right? That's one of the major objectives of any 2D Sonic game, and it really seems like sometimes it's out of your hands. You're just going to have bad luck. Problem is, it's limited the amount of attempts you have to get all the emeralds. So you just have to have good luck 7 times during the course of the game, or you're screwed and you can't get them all. The other mini game is the return of the Emerald mini game from the first Sonic the Hedgehog, the one where you're in that labyrinth and you're going through a maze and you have to hit certain things to make it spin faster or slower, and you have to try to avoid the things that suck you out of the maze, and at the end of the maze there's an item you need to collect. It used to be the emerald, now it's medals, okay? And I had to say it, but this is so frequent. Every checkpoint you're going to get one. You're going to find other portals hidden and you're going to get them. So I was thinking about this. I was like, so yesterday I played Sonic Superstars for 3 hours, right? Out of those 3 hours, I would almost think, I'm not exaggerating, half the time I played, I was in a bonus stage. That's how lengthy, or how many, I should say, there are, and how much of a distraction they are. I feel like if this game didn't have the bonus stages, it would be even shorter, and it would seem like an incredible, ridiculously short game. Okay? Even that being said, with the bonus stages, yesterday I spent 3 hours in it, and I beat World 1, 2, and 3, all of which I found incredibly boring. 4, 5, 6, and 7 weren't bad. They felt more like interesting Sonic stages, okay? But in 3 hours, I beat 7 worlds. And I got 4 of the 7 Chaos Emeralds. And I beat a ridiculous amount of the optional maze stages and got, I think it was like 40 to 50 medals. And you might say, well, what are the medals for? Well, you wouldn't even know because the game doesn't explain it. But there's another mode outside of story mode where you build a robot. And apparently you can take that robot online for an online competitive mode called battle mode. But it doesn't have anything to do with the main game. So why would you care? Right? And that's really what I'm wondering, like, is that really what they're expecting you to do in this game? So that you're going to play through the story, you're likely going to beat it really fast, right? And then you're going to play the battle mode, and that's where the longevity of the game is supposed to come from? Because if you guys don't know, Sonic Superstars has 12 worlds. 12. That's it. And we already beat 7. So today's 3-hour session, unless the final worlds are double the length of the original 7, I think we're beating this game today. And this game is a full $60 retail release game. This is not a discounted, short game. They're selling it as if it's a full-fledged retail game. It's not. At all. Not even close. It's as if the game developers got confused and they thought that this game came out in 1993. It's 2023. We are 30 years later. We have games coming out for $60 that last 40 to 60 hours, that have crazy long stories, awesome elements, all kinds of crazy good stuff, high production values, and this game is selling for $60 and you can beat it in 6 hours? And then what's the incentive to go back? Get collectibles and get trophies or achievements? I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed right now. Now, here's the thing. Each character plays differently. So you can argue, you can go through the whole game and play it with a different character. I mean, that is true. But as we discovered yesterday, it seems like the base game experience is meant to be played with Sonic. Sonic has 2 abilities. The spin dash, where he presses down and the jump button and he charges and dashes forward. Or when you jump and you hold the button down, you do an aerial charge, and when you land on the ground, you can immediately take off and zip away with a speed dash. So he's got 2 moves, okay? But basically his jumps are pretty bad. Just like they used to be in old Sonic games, they're not very good. This game doesn't have any useful power-ups. Remember Sonic 3 where you get the double jump and stuff like that? None of that exists in this game. So basically you're just basic Sonic trying to go through the game, and that's the hardest thing. Some of these boss fights are actually designed that you have to solve a puzzle in order to beat it if you're basic Sonic, okay? Now, there are 3 other characters. There's Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, and each one of them has unique movesets. Tails can fly, and when he flies, let me tell you, this fly is seriously better than it was in Sonic 2. He flies way the heck up there. And you can keep mashing a button and fly for a while. Now, he does eventually get tired. It's not infinite. But, dude, he takes off. And this is easy mode for exploration of the stages. You miss a jump? Who cares? Fly up there. Oh, I want to explore over there. I saw a hidden item. I passed it when I was zipping by. Who cares? Turn around, fly back. Super easy. And I almost feel like Tails is supposed to be easy mode. Like, for someone who's not good at these games. Let's say you're playing it with your younger brother or sister and they're not good. They get to play as Tails. Okay? Knuckles, he can climb walls and he can do his gliding punch. Alright? So definitely more maneuverable. Not as good as Tails, but still kind of neat. He has that special ability. I don't think he really could do much else, though. Like, I was looking, can he punch through a wall or do anything special? It doesn't look like it. It looks like that's it. He just glide and grab and climb. So he's good, but definitely not as good as Tails, but still better than Sonic. Then you got Amy. Now, Amy has a double jump. If you want to talk about easy mode, Amy's double jump alone beats most of the bosses of the game. Because as I've been playing Sonic Superstars, I'm alternating what characters I'm using. For every stage, I try to mix it up. So there were a couple bosses I fought with Amy, and I was like, wow, if I didn't have double jump, I couldn't reach the boss, so I'd have to solve this puzzle or wait for this circumstance to happen to be able to platform up and hit the boss in its weak point, and then wait again for that to happen. But because I have Amy, I go boink, boink, hit, boink, boink, hit, boink, boink, hit. Oh, I beat the boss. Oh. You know? She also has the hammer, and if you run and hold the button, she, like, hammers in front of her, so I think it's just a running attack that keeps her, like, hitting enemies without having to dash into them. But basically, like, every one of the characters, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, make the game very easy. Okay? Sonic, playing with him, is way more challenging. So, I recommend if you're someone who likes classic Sonic games, and you want a challenge, you gotta play the game with Sonic first. The thing is, though, there are optional stages in the game that you absolutely must play the other characters in. They're only for those characters. So, you're going to be stuck using them anyway, regardless. By the way, hold on one second. So, today is a full sun day outside, meaning it is super sunny, which means it's going to get warmer in here. It won't be super hot in here because it's fall weather now. I think it's supposed to be like 73 outside, or 73 degrees. So, it means it'll be like 80-something in here. It'll be warm. But thankfully, it won't be like swelteringly hot summer weather, thank God. And then after today, everything is going to cool down for the foreseeable future. So for all the new releases and everything coming out next week, it's going to be nice, cool weather every single day in here. So I'm happy for that. You know, I just got to get through a little bit of a warmer day today. Anyway, so FYI, if you're interested in Sonic Superstars and you were thinking, wow, this is going to be this like the spiritual successor to Sonic Mania, and it's going to feel so amazing. It's going to be a modern 2D Sonic game, and it's going to be all this robust content and all this awesome... No. The first few worlds suck, just being honest. They really do. They're kind of boring. By the time the game gets good, you're already over a third into it. You're going to want to use the other characters because you want variety, but when you do, the game becomes too easy. The game is more about constantly doing the mini-games than it is the actual main stages. The mini-games are more prominent than what you're doing in the main stages of the game, honestly. And it appears the game is way too short. It looks like I said, we're going to beat it today. And it's like, what happened here? It's 2023, and this company that made the game didn't realize that people would want more out of a full $60 release. I'm really baffled at this one, especially because we had Sonic Mania. Let me put it this way, okay? If Sonic Mania had never come out, and that was, what, 5, 6 years ago? I can't remember when Sonic Mania, 2017, 2018? So it was like 5, 6 years ago, whenever it was. If Sonic Mania never existed, and this game came out, I'd be like, okay, well, I get it. They're trying to go back to their roots, and this is a good first attempt, okay? But we had that already. It was called Sonic 4. Anyone remember Sonic 4? It didn't do well. It came out, and no one really liked it. And this basically feels like Sonic 4 Part 2. So maybe this is Sonic 5. But Sonic Mania came out. And Sonic Mania was everything we wanted from a 2D Sonic game. It had a retro feel and vibe. It had amazingly kicking tunes. It had gameplay elements that returned from the previous Sonic games and added in with even newer gameplay elements. It was lengthy. It was fun. And by the way, it wasn't a full $60. So to me, when this game comes out, I'm like, what happened? Something happened during development, and at one point they just said, meh, well, we're just going to release it. Really? And you're just going to see what happens. You're just going to throw it out there in the wild. You know? The thing that gets me is, on Friday, we've got a new 2D Mario game. Right? Super Mario Wonder. You absolutely know that there's going to be direct comparisons between Sonic Superstars and Super Mario Wonder, because both games are a return back to the classic 2D roots of these platforming franchises. Did they not understand that the game they were putting out was going to be strongly slammed and criticized when put up to another game of the same exact genre? How did they not figure this out? Right? Like, I really have no clue what the management were thinking who were running this project. Like, on no way, shape, or form could they have thought that this was passable and people were going to let this fly in 2023. You know? And again, the game isn't broken. It's not a buggy mess. It's not a joke. It handles fine. The controls are fine. It reacts when you press the buttons. You know what I'm saying? The problem is, it's just an awful value. Terrible value for what's in the game. The game doesn't even feel as good as the last attempt to make a 2D Sonic, which was many years ago. So how can you sell it for $60? If this game had come out as a $20 or $30 discounted title, I would have been like, all right, I get it. They knew that they didn't have a full game here for 2023 audiences, so they sold it on the cheap. But you know what? It's a good ride for what it is. That way you're not expecting that much, because you're paying half price. You're expecting half the length of a real game, right? They charged full price. That's just crazy, you know? I'm just like... So, this is what I mean, right? This year, it's like impossible to know what's going to be good. Like, I think we all thought Final Fantasy 16 was going to be absolutely amazing, right? A lot of us thought Starfield was going to be groundbreaking and different. Something amazingly new from Bethesda, right? It's like you can't trust anymore. You can't trust tried and true game development companies to pump out good games anymore. Because every time that you depend on them and you trust them, they let you down. And then you get a diamond in the rough like Lies of P that's like, oh my god, I never expected anything would be this good, and the game is super good. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm pissed off. Alright? Now I'm going to still, don't listen. Don't listen to that yet. I am going to enjoy the game. We got a whole stream today of this to finish it off. And if we finish it off early, I'm going to try, I guess, the other mode, which is what, battle mode? I at least want to see what it is, because it's in the game. I have absolutely no desire to play it more than once. You know, I don't care about an online battle mode. I want to fucking just play a platformer. That was the whole point of the game, right? So, I will give it a shot, but I am upset because my schedule, I literally laid out a schedule so that I would finish all the lingering projects that I was working on. I wanted to finish Lies of P, the Resident Evil 4 DLC, in time to play Assassin's Creed Mirage within 1 week so we could finish Assassin's Creed Mirage. So now we would have time to play Sonic for 2 days and then have that be balanced with 2 new releases on Friday, tackle all those games next week before Alan Wake 2 comes out, right? This was my plan. And now, all that plan's going to have to change because this game's going to be done today. That I paid a lot of money for. Yeah, I'm upset. Can you tell? I'm tired of being disappointed by these companies. It's enough of this shit. It's time to fucking start having responsibility to the customer base. Stop making cash-in games. That's really what this game feels like. It's a cash-in game. They have the groundwork laid with Sonic Mania to make a better game. They just didn't go for that. They didn't really care. They wanted to put out a passable game, but charge double what the value was. And that drives me bonkers. It's not... We have enough competition now in the gaming landscape that just passable games are not good enough anymore, right? Like I said, we literally have their direct competitor, Super Mario Wonder, is coming out on Friday. You can't have a passable game come out 3 days before. It has to be outstanding. It has to be good. It has to resonate. It has to have value. It has to have gameplay elements that you're going to remember. I mean, hell, even the soundtrack of Sonic Superstars is far inferior to other Sonic games. I think there's been 2 stages that I've really liked the soundtrack. I think stage 4 and 5 were really good. And outside of that, I can't even remember any other music. What the hell happened here, right? So, yeah, I'm not very happy right now, all right? I thought for sure this was going to be a week we were going to go into it positively and having fun with brand new games. And I'm not saying, again, that Sonic Superstars hasn't been fun. There's definitely a fun element there. But, man, you want to talk about a disappointment. I would be... If I beat this game today, which it looks like I'm going to, I cannot see how this would not make my top 5 most disappointing games of the year. I don't know how it wouldn't. How do you make a 2D Sonic game in 2023 that's nowhere near as good as the one they made 5-6 years ago and charge full price for it? You have to be a fucking moron. Because what's going to happen now? No one's going to trust them. Sonic just came back last year with Sonic Frontiers, you understand? Sonic was on a big losing streak. Every game that was coming out, Sonic Boom, Sonic Forces, they all sucked. The one shining light that we had was Sonic Mania, with hope that in the future Sonic would go back to his 2D roots and have a great time, right? Oh my god, this is great. Maybe Sonic can excel as a 2D game again. and then the very first attempt they go to make a 2D game after that is a stinker? Like, what happened? Oh my god. No, I want answers. I'm serious. I want answers. I want them to go into this fucking studio and interview the studio head and say, what the fuck is on your mind? Because I want to know how this game came out. I want answers right now. You're not allowed to leave your office until you answer. I want to know. I can't take it anymore. I've been doing this for 15 years. 15 years. Do you want to know the truth? All right, you want to know the truth? I've played this game for 3 hours, and we're going to beat it today. So far, Sonic Colors on the Wii is a better game than this game. Sonic Generations is a better game than this game. So far. Now, I'm going to finish it. Maybe it's good at the end, right? But I'm just like, what on earth? What has happened? Why are we allowing this to happen? We shouldn't allow it to happen. This game should be taken to task. And I hope it does. I hope that people now will look at this and be like, what the hell just happened? How do we allow this? And how do we get duped? Because I got duped. I got duped. You know? Anyway, let's see what happens today. I am hoping for a good ending. Like I said, it actually did get better the further in I got. Like, I would say around stage 4, it got pretty good. I liked the stage. And, like, some of the other stages were pretty unique. They're just too short. So, if there really are 4 or 5 worlds left, I hope that they're really good worlds, and we have a good time, and we wrap it up, and it is a good overall experience. It's just way too short. I guess we'll see. But I certainly was never expecting that today, on Wednesday morning, I'd be sitting here telling all of you, it looks like we're going to beat the game I just started yesterday, and this is supposed to be the big start of a 2-week push of brand new releases. Like, what the It kills me. It kills me. I can't take it anymore, man. I can't take it anymore, man. I'm going to bubble my brains out. Okay. Excuse me. I need to calm down now. I need to calm down. Okay. Well, let's see what happens today. All right. What's funny is Avarice says, don't forget there's a Sonic Hat eligible today. Well, you see, that's the thing. I actually made this playthrough kind of a special event. I dressed up for it. I had a layout for it yesterday. I have the Sonic Hat eligible. And it's like, yeah, the game's over in 2 sessions. Wow, big deal, right? Like, what the hell? Okay. Ladies and gents, that's my thoughts on Sonic Superstars so far. Obviously, I'll have more in-depth thoughts on Friday once we've completed it, which it looks like we're going to do today. Okay?
I got the drip go. 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 It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.